That guy, he's different. I ain't gonna lie, he's different.
David would regularly contact underage girls on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, presumably trying to groom them just like he did with Celeste. And the worst part is he tried to silence these people who tried to expose him, getting his label to take the stuff down and even trying to sue people. It's really dark and messed up. It really seems like David is a sicker. I mean, we kind of already knew that from the stuff he did to Celeste, which is absolutely just disgusting, but it just continues to get worse as more information is revealed. Let's just get into it. So firstly, let's talk about this guy called Engsley, who knows David, has dropped music with him, but also has apparently been trying to expose him since 2023.
Guy.
And he also posted a video where he explained that he's been trying to expose David for messaging multiple underage girls, but stopped as his label and stuff were threatening to sue him and made him take it down.
Tight.
So firstly, on the 7th
Oh! I'm going to McDonald's. That's off topic, but I'm going there though. I'm in the stream. No cap.
Identity of the girl was released, I think. So here is messages with James Buttigun with this Engsley guy. He only adds underage girls. I know, right? I'm not joking either. There's another guy called...
Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm doing a one-chip challenge tomorrow for people that's on YouTube. They're probably already having if you're watching this. I just opened the bag and smelled the chip, and now my lip is burning for some reason. I don't know why.
Kanji. David only talks to a woman from the server. Oh, bro, it's Simba. Ha. Yes, for real. Wow. They're also usually 15 to 16 too. Now, this was posted in 2023 when David was around 17, 18. So 15, 16, it's a bit of a gap, but you know, definitely not the same level as being 20 and talking to a 13, 14-year-old. What the F, David is a pedo. So again, that's multiple people from his Discord, or people that knew him, that know he's talking to kids. Engsley then posted this. I screenshotted this story David posted in 2023. I found it ironic AF. Of course, they have to have kids, David. You like that, don't you? A picture of David posting on his story. Now that I'm 18, I'm gonna need all the signals.
You know how bad, like, if he ever got in a diss with somebody, like, they were going back and forth, I'm gonna lie, you could literally end his whole career. Like, before this, and then you dug up some stuff and found this, yo, that would be like the craziest, like...
You have to have 3 kids. Now I think...
Yo, my mouth is burning a little bit. I don't know why, bro. All I did was smell the chip.
This is just...
it might be over with, bro.
David a bit too far. Like, he's just here saying he wants to date MILFs. Well, he clearly doesn't, because he was, of course, talking to kids all the time. But I guess it's funny how he said you have to have 3 kids, whilst he's clearly interested in kids. To be fair, this guy in the comments does have a good point. Pedos do tend to target women with kids. That is actually a very good point. Like, I think there's a stat about it, but yeah, a lot of the time that people that do stuff to kids are actually family members. So then he starts posting screenshots of Celeste, which I'm not
13
because we all know
13
that David, of course, groomed Celeste. In this video, I want to talk about the other victims of Celeste.
So where's this Celeste girl at,
Funnily
though?
enough, someone will try to actually kind of confront him, because in this tweet he said he has no idea of what he was doing. So let me read you Engsley's tweet, which he deleted. As you guys know,
Wait, the Celeste girl is the one... Oh, never mind.
Friends with David, we did songs together, we were often associated with each other, etc. I just want to say from this day on, I will no longer associate myself with him, and I have no idea of the disgusting things he was doing. So this guy, this sweeter matcha guy, so you're saying you knew what he was doing, but now you're saying you didn't know what he was doing. But then Engsley,
now somebody's lying here.
Explains in his tweet, I deleted this tweet to not confuse people. Yes, I knew about the stuff from 2023, which is in reference to him messaging kids. However, most of it was brushed off, and even David himself reached out and said it wasn't true. Now, I honestly kind of understand him here, because, you know, even though people are messaging him saying like, oh, David is talking to kids on Discord, what can he really do? Because it's just like word of mouth, unless he has hardcore evidence or stuff like that. I mean, he did have pictures of Celeste, so he could have reported this to someone, but as Engsley later explained, his team and label tried to sue him, or they forced him to take it down. I'll play the clip in a second once I get through all his tweets. So he starts posting more stuff of Celeste, then shows another example of David trying to sue someone for posting a picture of him and Celeste. Now this is another screenshot from 2023.
Yeah, this is actually crazy.
It was mentioned that David was speaking to other minors. Now again, in 2023, David was around 7.
This is who Dion and Skeeter Jean should have been targeting. This guy.
18. So minors, you know, if they're 16, 17, and he's around that same age, it's not the end of the world. But let me actually see this picture. Nah, bro, now you're only adding females. Facts, they're all kids too. Pedo David. He talks to blurred out all the time, and she's 15. So if he was 17, 18, yeah, you probably shouldn't be talking to 15-year-olds. That's kind of weird, bro. So look, it's coming from multiple sources. Now, if they're legit sources, it's questionable, but multiple people that were in his Discord saying he messages kids. Now, it's kind of hard because these people, of course, aren't legitimate sources. So when this first came out in 2023, what can you really do? However, now with all the Celeste stuff coming out, it's kind of obvious that all those previous exposés...
Yo, I'm scared. My mouth burn.
In 2023, the first time I tried to bring this situation to light, with David calling this guy the most out of touch human on the planet. You know, some little gaslighting, probably the least of our concerns.
He's doing the method. I know this method. I've never done it, but I've seen it though. Gaslighting is a crazy method.
Play you guys a whole video from Engsley now. We explains that he did try to expose David, but his label kind of pressed him and forced him to get rid of everything. And at the time, he was 16 himself, so he was scared as hell.
So obviously, y'all have seen the current David situation. In this video, I just want to address some stuff. Now, a lot of people on Twitter are mad at me because in 2023, I tried to expose David for what he was doing at the time. And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls, underage girls, that had claimed David had messaged them or had, you know, relationships with them or, you know, doing inappropriate things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, you know, I was having a lot of shit for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically, they removed my song with David from, you know, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. You know, there's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, you know, no one else came out after that. So from my point of view, you guys need to understand that it did look like they were just claims. So a lot of people are asking me, why was I promoting a song in 2024 and 2025 that I had with David? It's because the claims that I had in 2023 were, you know, put on hold. It's as if they didn't exist. I had no idea. I was told that they were false by David and his legal team. So after the whole situation happened, I actually felt bad for, you know, spreading misinformation. I thought it was all fake. Obviously, with the stuff that's happened in the past 24 hours, I realized that, you know, they're now real, and some people have come out to me and told me that, you know, it was true. Not just that, but in 2023, when I made the claims, David's legal team did not want anyone to know that David was doing this type of stuff. So basically, they blamed me and said that I was leaking music, but I wasn't leaking any music. They blamed me for leaking music. I was leaking the facts. So they just said that they're gonna blame me for leaking music. That's my punishment. My song is off. That's it. And you guys need to understand that I felt terrible. I felt like I was gonna ruin his career out. You know, I felt like I was spreading misinformation for him. I felt disgusting, bro. I was like, I gave him claims that weren't true because from what it looked like to me, they weren't true. You know, they were cleared and everything. No one else came out after that. But then obviously now it's a different story. That's why I was promoting the songs in 2024, 2025. I was cool with him. I wasn't, you know, friends with him and stuff, but I didn't have a problem with him. Little do I know that he hated me. He has me blocked on Twitter right now, and he's blocked me within the past 24 hours because I was not blocked prior to, you know, everything happening. And also, I just want to add that I live in Egypt. I don't live in the U.S. I can't go to NYPD. I can't go to LAPD. I can't get in touch with the FBI. The stuff that I had was just Discord messages, you know. I didn't have any solid evidence that he did it. But now, obviously, looking at...
There's no way he's from Egypt.
He's actually from Egypt. I just wanted to clear it up because a lot of people think I'm doing it for clout and I'm doing it for this and I'm doing it for that. I'm just doing it because I felt the time was right. and I've been sitting on this information, and I'm just glad it's out now. I also want y'all to know that I was 16. I was a kid. I was scared. You know, I didn't want any legal things to happen. I didn't want my family to get involved. I was a 16-year-old kid. I was petrified. But that's it, really. I just wanted to mention that I don't have anything to do with Celeste. I'm praying for her family. There's a GoFundMe link. It'll be in my comments. I'll try pin it. And at this time, we just need to pray for the best, and hopefully this dude gets what he deserves. And I'm so sorry for not speaking about this sooner. I was scared, and I'm doing what I can now.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
W
don't
guy, though.
understand why people are trying to blame this sleazy guy. Look, the best evidence he had was messages from random people on Discord. Like, you can't really do much with that. Even if you report it to the police, nothing will happen. Even if you post it on Twitter saying David is messaging kids, it's just not even going to be taken seriously because there's no solid evidence. And it's kind of a shame because you can't.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. We gotta start making examples out of child press, bro. The next child pret that gets caught, big or small, bro. This the method. We're gonna send them to the cartel. We're gonna let the cartel torture them. We're gonna let the cartel do what they gotta do. Bring them back. Electric chair method over and over and over and over. Then send them right back to the cartel. Cartel, do what y'all gotta do. Chop off one finger one by one. Then go for a hand. Do the same thing to the other fingers and to the other hand. Then take the hand, send it to their family. Then send a video. Tie him up in the basement. Have him record a video. Talk about how he apologizes so much. And then for the grand finale, take a rope, tie it to his feet with a brick, and put him in a Hudson. This is all a script, by the way. All a script, by the way, of what would happen, like in a movie. You feel me? Like it might gotta happen. I'm not gonna lie. Generally, might gotta happen.
Something serious like this happens, and then you can be like, oh wait, he was actually doing that. But to me, what the craziest part about the situation is that people clearly knew. His label, his legal team made this guy take.
And then no, I'm not done. I'm actually not done. Before we do all that though. We gotta cut them up, right? Cut them up. This is all a script, by the way. This is all a script. Cut them up. Take some alcohol. Pour it all on the cuts. All on the cuts. All on the cuts. That's the method. And then do the rest.
So people
Sample.
in this camp knew this guy was messaging kids, or David, sorry. So Engsley here tried to expose him, but his legal team or just people in his camp, people close to him, made him take it down. So it's clear they knew of these allegations, and they didn't try to investigate them, forward them to his label, or ask David to stop doing this, or ask him what is he doing to do. Is this true?
Right.
No, they just told him to take it down. So people knew, and that's the worst part. These people are now, I would say, responsible for Celeste's death. Because if you know David was messaging kids and you didn't do anything apart from try mute, muffle, take down the allegations, then these people are responsible.
Exactly, bro.
If they took the claim seriously and David was like, damn, I'm actually being exposed for talking to kids, I need to stop talking to kids, he would have stopped contacting Celeste, and Celeste potentially would have not died. So these people on his team, on his label, on his legal team, need to be investigated and potentially put forward as co-conspirators, I think it is.
No, they definitely co-conspirators.
They literally helped him. I won't say they helped him groom kids, but they cleared his name so he can go on and pretend he's the pop star Epstein. I don't know, it just makes me angry because no one took this seriously, even though there was rumors of this.
Right.
If my boy got rumors he was messaging kids, you already know I'm asking him about it. I'm doing my own research. I'm asking people around him.
Exactly. That's the method.
Again, going back to Celeste. Celeste lived with him in LA. She had nowhere to go apart from back home, but she was a runaway. She was missing. And now the thing is, David, his house is rented out by his manager.
Wasn't
now,
she missing for like a few years?
Live with him.
I think I've seen that. She was missing for a few years.
Maybe David just lived there on his own. But the thing is, he's very popular. He's got a lot of friends. He's got other streamers I know, because I saw like Sakura and Jason the Ween at his house. So he's clearly had a lot of people in and out of the house. So where was Celeste whilst all these people were in his house? Did they also know? Because we saw David's brother was taking Celeste backstage. So clearly David's family knew he had this little girl he was quote unquote dating. Again, it's not dating, it's grooming. So again, these people need to be held responsible for helping groom this child? Because if they knew, they're almost as bad as David. Now anyways, moving on from that stuff, because that actually made me really angry. It's crazy how many people knew and nothing was done. So this is a Reddit post. He texted multiple underage girls.
I swear you shorter than me.
just
Now you mad
messages.
because I
This
guess the
girl
real height. No,
posted
you
between
let me.
her and David.
I ain't
She
really know that,
captioned it
bruh.
saying he followed me in 2023 when I was well under the age of 18, and these are our texts. I also remember one of his friends saying in a group chat I was in, saying all David follows is teen girls, somewhere along the lines of that. So there must be other victims. This guy in the comments said one of the old Discord screenshots were two guys chatting, and they said
Nah, I
that
know bro was
David
happy when
wouldn't
he
add them
found out
back,
that you
but
can
he
hide your
followed his
following
underage
list.
girl fans immediately. One of them made a teen catfish girl account, and David immediately followed his catfish account back. And this guy said, I would not be shocked if we find worse evidence with devices taken from both him and his manager. Yes, everyone knew. His manager definitely knew, his family definitely knew, or at least his brother knew. It's just so weird how many people knew and nothing was done. Now again, my biggest issue with this is I just don't understand why he's doing this. So first of all, why is he texting little girls, and then secondly, why is he killing them and chopping them up and dumping them like they're trash? Now look, I've actually been doing a lot of research into this, or into David, because I've just been really interested. It's not even for the videos, because the videos I just yap about the current information.
Right.
I'm really interested because I just understand why he would do this. He's famous, rich, he's pretty decent looking. So why? Well, I watched this video. It was a Spotify mini documentary, and he said he was homeschooled, which leads to me thinking he may have struggled socially. He said, I think he was homeschooled for high school, because he said none of his friends
W synopsis.
him, or like they didn't contact him.
I think that's the
I'm
word.
presuming when he went into high school, he was homeschooled. I'm not sure how the US school system works. I'm presuming he was homeschooled for high school. So that means he didn't have good social skills with people his age, and probably didn't get to talk to many girls or at all his age. I think he actually said his first bits of music weren't even about real experiences with girls or real relationships. It was completely made up. And that music was made in 2022. So he didn't really have any experiences with girls around 2022. So let's say 2022.
How old is he though?
And he said himself it's not about real experiences with real girls. Now that music starts blowing up 2022, and all these allegations, they're from 2023. So my guess is he's blown up in 2022, he's getting famous, whatever. Then with all this fame, he's got all these people, all these fans, and then now, I guess there could have been girls in 2022, or maybe he didn't get confident enough until 2023 to actually start reaching out to younger girls. Because the fact that he didn't have experience with girls his age, he may have gone for younger ones because he felt like they were easy targets, and with as they were younger, they may have not had experience themselves, which would have matched him because he doesn't have experience either. That's just my thought. I'm not sure if I'm just going crazy, I'm yapping, or I've got a point, but I think,
nah, he low-key got a point though.
These guys are called predators because they go for easy targets, and especially with them being young, they're probably so impressed.
How old is him though? I said how old is him? What is it? D4 DV. Like age. He is 20? Bro just turned 20. He just turned 20 on the 20th. I just turned 20 on the 6th of March. He turned 20 on the 28th of March. Nah, bro, it's actually over. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's over, bro. Yeah, you gotta pack that one up. We gotta get this guy out of here.
Status and fame that
we absolutely have to.
Fall for him. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's a pretty good point. If you're struggling with women, you're going to go for easy targets. You're going to go for young girls who have no experience and are also not mentally developed.
Who? Wait.
You're going to go for young girls who have that he knew they would easily fall for him. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's a pretty good point. If you're struggling with women, you're going to go for easy targets. You're going to go for young girls who have no experience and also...
Nah, bruh. He is Not me, bruh.
Not
Don't.
me.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Don't say my name like that. Don't say my name no more, bruh. Simple. Don't say my name no
Objective
more,
and know what's
bruh.
going on,
Like,
that
come
they're
on, bruh.
being groomed. So that's my thoughts about the situation. It's clear David had multiple victims. He was abusing his power and fame to groom girls, and unfortunately Celeste was his victim, like his actual victim. Like he messaged multiple girls, but I wouldn't say those were victims because I guess they didn't get to the stage of actually meeting in person. Or maybe they did. Yeah, actually, I don't want to jump the gun and say he only messaged them. Maybe there was more young girls he met up with, done stuff with, and then dumped, but nobody came forward. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Like, there may have been multiple underage girls he was grooming and doing stuff with. Maybe it wasn't only Celeste. Maybe there was more girls. Like, not just text, like real life interactions. Yeah, I don't know. I just think once they
I've never heard of this guy though until
start releasing information.
this
the
week.
Trial, oh my god, this is going to be insane. We're going to get so much information, and we can finally see what was going on behind the scenes. How many victims? How many girls? Why Celeste was killed? Yeah, this stuff's crazy. Like, and again, guys, I'm just gonna wrap up the video here, but like, I want to say one more thing. This Celeste girl, she wasn't just killed. She was a little defenseless teen. Just turned a teen. She was like 13. She was like 14. She turned 15 after she died. She was a defenseless little girl in a different city, killed by a 20-year-old man that was grooming her. And not only that, do you know how disgusting it is? He chopped her up into pieces like she was nothing. Literally like she was like a pig. Just wrapped her up in a bag, put her in a Tesla, the trunk of his Tesla, or the front, it was the front. Dumped the car too and just left her to rot. Yeah, guys, stay safe out.
Yeah, bro. I ain't leaving the house no more, bruh. I'm not leaving the house no more, bro.